Okay, hello everyone, this is Jason Napalm here for a TRT update. TRT, as you would obviously know if you're clicking on this link, is testosterone replacement therapy. Now, testosterone replacement therapy is very common in men over 40. It helps to bring the hormones back into balance. When we're teenagers, up until about the age of perhaps around about 35, we tend to find that our testosterone levels go down. There's a whole host of problems that come with low testosterone. I won't go into the details on that because I'll cover that on a different video. But what I wanted to tell you is the progress that I've made in the 14 months since I started taking TRT. So initially I was taking about 75 millilitres a week of testosterone gel. So I use the rub-on one. So I'd use that 3 times a week, 25 millilitres per dose. I took that for about 3 months, then had a blood test, and it came out that my testosterone went from free testosterone, went from about 6.9 to 51. Okay, 6.9 to 51. NMOLS, I believe it is. Correct me if I was wrong in quoting that. But basically what that means is the average person's testosterone is somewhere between 6 and 31. 6 is really rubbish. It's like bottom of the barrel. Mine was 6.9. So after years of training and really getting frustrated with the amount of progress I was not really making, and don't get me wrong, I did make some progress and I put on a lot of weight over the years, but it took so long and it was so hard. And I just would see people down the gym and they would be training hard for 3 years and their physiques looked like they were ready for competition. Whereas me, even 20 years later, I didn't look like I was ready for a competition. So sufficient to say, I didn't really take care of my diet very well. And I don't think my body fat went over 25%. I'm pretty sure it hasn't or didn't. But it didn't really motivate me. And my motivation for my workouts was a bit low. So the first 3 months, after taking just 75 millilitres, the average amount of millilitres that the average person takes is somewhere around about 100 to 110. And what the idea is to bring your testosterone into the range that is a good range. So anywhere between 6 and 31. Best range would be between probably about 20 to 31. After seeing that my testosterone went up to 51, which was the equivalent to something like 3,000 testosterone a week, that would be the non-free testosterone. Average non-free testosterone is about 1,500. Okay, so a person with low testosterone would be about 250. Okay, this is a little tricky because here in the UK we don't tend to talk about the testosterone as a whole. We talk just about the free testosterone. So I'm used to only talking about the 6 to 31. Okay, so because I've got American viewers on here, I do have to sort of switch into American mode and then say, so for you guys, low would be 250. A reasonable range would be 750. A good range would be 750 to about 1,500, somewhere around there. So you take the testosterone to bring your body into balance, okay? You don't excessively take an amount that goes beyond that because then you're going to start getting problems. Professional bodybuilders will take something about 1,000 millilitres a week compared to my 50. So I lowered my testosterone gel intake, rub-on, and after about 7 months, I managed to get the free testosterone to about 32. Now 32 is really good because it's at the top, it's at the peak, and it's just a little 1.0, which doesn't make any difference. But basically, my testosterone's the same as it should be if I was an adolescent or a young man, in peak testosterone condition. Okay, so it's been working really well. What we've got here is that the problem that I had when I was taking it was that I was hindered for about 10 months of injuries. Okay, I had injuries in the bicep, I had injuries in the forearms, injuries in the shoulders, just some old injuries that I got, not even in the gym. It was moving, moving objects about that were really awkward and difficult. And sometimes I might move a washing machine or something, and because it is a dodgy angle, I end up pulling my muscle on it. So typically, I don't injure myself in the gym because I'm very precise in my workouts, very careful, and push to failure, but not to the point where my joints and tendons are going to be hurt or damaged. Okay, so these are all household injuries that I've got. And for 10 months of, 12 months of taking TRT, 10 months of it sucked, to be honest, okay? For the first 2-3 months, I noticed that my confidence was getting better and mental acuity and all the rest of it. That's great, okay? Again, I won't go into detail on that. But the point is that I was really quite gutted, because I'd see these before and after videos and I'm thinking, great, that's all right for them. And look, they've been on it 6 months and they've made all this progress. And there's me, because of the injuries, I could only barbell curl something like 10 kilograms with both arms. 10 kilograms with both arms for a seasoned weightlifter is not good. But that's all I could manage because it was causing so much pain. So I had to lower all my weights, I had to do my exercises, really, really had to nerf it and make it really simple and pain-free. And I'm glad I did, because in the end, 8 months later, I'm pain-free, completely pain-free. So I'm glad I did that, but it was really frustrating because I just wanted to hurry up and see the results from the TRT. I just thought, I want to see change, and I wasn't seeing it quick enough. But however, despite that time of difficulty and struggle and trials, recently, over the last 2 or 3 months, since about April, so May, June, nearly 3 months, I've been pain-free. So I've now gone from curling 10 kilograms on the easy bar up to 40. So that's a big jump, okay? At my peak, I could curl 52 kilograms, okay, for about 3 reps. With the bench press, about when I was in my prime, I could bench press 110 kilograms. At the moment, I can only do 62.5, but I'm still having to work with just making sure I don't pull anything or give anything any grief. Okay, it's a steady progress. Again, with the bench press, I just couldn't bench press at all because of the injury, so I had to do just press ups. So again, I'm only just getting back into bench pressing properly, and had to start with something like 20 kilograms. All right. So this is the really interesting part of my TRT journey, because what happened was over the last few months, my weight began to drop pretty quick. I dropped about 10 pounds in 2 months. Okay, and some people might say, well, 10 pounds, that's less than a stone in 2 months. That don't sound a lot, but it is a good loss. Okay, because I was losing the right kind of body weight. I was losing fat, not muscle. Now my arms in their prime were about 16.25, but that was when I was younger and all the rest of it. But I still had low testosterone back then, but I still managed to hit 16.25. I haven't been able to hit that since. But last year, before I got the injury started aggravating me, before I went on TRT, I think the most my arms went up to was 15.75 and maybe 16 on an occasion. Okay, but as these last 3 months have been going on, I lost that 10 pounds. Okay, so I went from 182 kilograms, no, 184 pounds, 184 kilograms, 184 pounds, or 13 stone 2, or 82 kilograms. Okay, just covering all the European, American bases there. And went down to 74 kilograms, 174 pounds, aka 12 stone 6, 12 stone 4, around about there. Now, that began to come off from my stomach mostly, and it came off overall. And I measured my arms, and where they used to be 15.75, they went down to 15. Okay, they went down from 15.75 to 15 inches, and I was like, are you kidding me? I've lost like nearly an inch of muscle on the arms, and that is a lot. That's a lot to lose. Fortunately, I took my body fat percentage before I started getting back into my training really seriously after the injuries, and I used some skin fold calipers which pinch the skin, Okay, and tell you how many millimeters you got around your iliac crest, waist, biceps, triceps, chest, and all the and everywhere else you have to measure. Take the measurement, okay? And the millimeters were actually 20 millimeters on my arms. Okay, now when my arms dropped down to 15 inches, the millimeters was around about 10 to 12 millimeters. So I'd actually lost 8 to 10 millimeters off my arms, but it was fat. Okay, so this might happen for you. Expect a weight loss. Okay, expect a weight loss. Expect measurements to go down, but that will be your fat being lost, and then you'll find the definition coming through, and then this is the exciting bit. My measurements have gone up over the last 2 months, and my arms today, when I measured them after pumping them up in the doing arm workout, they hit 16 inches, and 16 inches without 20 millimeters of fat. They're about 10 millimeters, something like that. So not only did I get back more than the size I had, but better quality, fat free. And the same thing with my waist measurement went down. It's balanced out a bit at the moment, but I've got pretty thick abdominals, so I'm always going to have a bit of a thick waist anyway. So that is my 14 months on TRT. It's been said that TRT peaks out around about 3 years of taking it consistently. Okay, that's taking it week in and week out, all the time, taking a good dosage of it, good correct dosage of it, and after 3 years it peaks out and it doesn't go down, it just maintains. Okay, so I'm excited that these first 14 months, although they've been difficult, I am seeing more results now. My strength's going up, my muscle size is increasing, fat's going down, and now my body weight, when I weighed myself earlier, yesterday, it was 180 pounds. So I've actually put £6 on, at least £6 on, since I lost that £10. So I'm figuring that most of that £6 I put on would be muscle, okay? At least 4 to 5 pounds of muscle. So yeah, it's really good. So if you're on TRT, keep at it, okay? Train carefully, be wise, all right? Don't expect to turn into a professional bodybuilder on the healthy dose of TRT, okay? Don't overtake it. Don't, ruin yourself. I'm like 51 years old now, and I just see so many people my age and younger who have got health problems from taking steroids, PEDS, PEDs, growth hormone and all the rest of it, and they're in fear of their life at my age because they're seeing so many people my age and a little bit younger, and they're like having heart problems and organ failure, and they're thinking, what did I go and do that for? Why did I, in my teens and 20s, take all this stuff? And I wasn't even in a competition. I wasn't even earning any money from it. I was just doing it to be a swole gym rat, Because to be honest, most people who are on juice, and Trenbolone, especially worse, they're only doing it to look good for themselves and to impress people around them. It's not even worth. At least people who do bodybuilding and enter Mr. Olympia and stuff like that, at least they're making money and a career. Although I wouldn't sell my soul for that, to be honest. I wouldn't say, well, I want to be rich and famous for 50 years and then die. I'd rather live 80 years and just, be comfortable. Okay, but some people, they have different way of evaluating how they want, what they want in their life, and whether it's worth to have 50 years of richness or 80 years of medium amount of finances and stuff. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Hope this video has helped. Leave some comments in the section at the bottom, and let me know about your journey on TRT as well. Okay, catch you all later. Bye bye.